Hello everybody, today is Friday the 4th of July. Happy 4th of July, even though that is too late. Once this is out, that's going out next week. So I thought I might bake something again, and this time I want to do a Sacher Torte, and I will add some descriptions and stuff later. I just tried to get the first stuff done because it's very warm here. I got my butter out already. And it's a bit complicated. It's not that complicated, but it's many different steps, and I try to break it down, and because that's the only way I can do that. So I'll put on my sunglasses and let's get started. So I already have 110 grams of butter, which is about 2/3 of a cup. And also I have cups here, and I try to compare what I calculated and if that's actually true, so to get it into cups and grams. It's correct, it's the butter. Yeah, so you need to have that Zimmerwarm, room temperature, but also you need to preheat the oven onto 180 degrees Celsius, which is 356 degrees Fahrenheit. So just gonna do that right away. It is for a round form, which has about 20 to 22 Durchmesser, 2 times the radius. I don't know that in inches right now, but I have small tin, and I'm gonna prepare that too. So we have the oven preheated, the butter is warming up, and we're preparing the tin. And I'm gonna put a baking sheet on the bottom. Okay. Cut off the excess. And then I take a paper towel and some more butter, and I will butter in the rim. And this is how it looks when I bake. I wish it were more organized, but it's not. Now, Celia came. I'm sorry, Mousy. Huh? Okay, I need to take care of her. So I got this other camera here too, and hope there's stuff on it. So I open my butter, and I take my paper towel, take some butter, and I'll just smear it on the edge. And I want to do plenty because I don't want it to stick in my pan in the end. Okay, voila. Then I take some flour. We're gonna bake with white flour, just normal wheat flour, and or maybe just take a spoon. Take a spoon, put it upright, put it on the rim. And then I do this and just move it by, you don't see that now, but moving it by tapping it. Maybe put the rest just in here. And now there's a flour all in there. And then I put it to the side. Okay, we got some more steps to prepare. That's the hardest part, to know what to do when. And I do not like doing the egg whites. We need to beat them into snow. Beat them stiff. So I need 5 eggs. And I am doing a safety mechanism. So here I want to beat my eggs. And here I want to gather my egg yolks. So I'm taking this one and separate it. Maybe I should have washed my hands, because when this gets greasy or something, it gets bad. So now I put the egg yolk over here and the egg white here, and I wash my hands. So if I get any egg yolk in here, I can just, I would put it to the egg yolks, And I don't have to throw away all my egg whites. So, okay. So we do that 5 times. That's 5. And now I need 110 grams of icing sugar, which is about a cup. And I want to see if that works. And so I want to add, I made a big mess before, so I want to do it like this. This is my cup thing. We call it powdered sugar. And I need 110 grams. Yeah, that works out. I think a cup is about 120. And I only need 110. But that's fine. Okay. And now that was good doing it like that because I need to sieve it. Oh, perfect. 1 cup. I think. And now I sieve it in here. I'll just push it through. Push it through with my spoon. Okay. Now I need half of this sugar for the egg whites, and the other half goes with the egg yolks and the butter later. So I will take my egg whites, make some space, get my mixer and add the batons. And you always put the big one first, I think, so you have it in the right one. You have a bigger hole and there's one with a rim, so you put that in first and the other one. Okay, and then plug it in. I'm also adding 1 pinch of salt in here. Okay, and now I need my scale. I don't need my scale. Using my scale. Even though that's not necessary. You can just take half of it. Still got my spoon. Okay, half of it will be 55 for me. So 55 grams of icing sugar. This doesn't need to be so precise. Okay, now I beat that. Takes about 2 to 3 minutes. While I'm doing that, I'm gonna boil some water over here for chocolate. Gonna melt chocolate next. It does. Okay. So when you can put it upside down, it's fine. It doesn't, yeah. Okay, put that to the side. And now I need chocolate. I need 110 grams of chocolate. That is about 2/3 of a cup. I cannot measure that because I don't know how you would do that because it's a normal chocolate. So putting it on a plate. Because this is 122, it's a bit more, but I cannot dial that down unless I take one off. 102. 102. Yeah, got it. 112. Awesome. Okay. So, and now before I melt this chocolate, I want to get my butter mix started, because I will add this chocolate then to that, and I don't want it to sit too long in the hot water or cooling down again. So I will take my butter and the rest of my powdered sugar, and I will beat that until it's creamy. And this is over here with my mixer. You don't see that much. I don't know which triple A does it just again. Always the wrong one. Okay, further down. With this one, we use that mostly for cakes and stuffs. The one we used last time is for bread or for cookie dough when it's very hard, because that will break all the things. And then I put that in, and we'll just beat that. Again, the butter needs to be room temperature, and that is that. Maybe I should have started with the butter first and then added the sugar, or maybe not. Yeah, this is more like baking for dummies, but at least we're doing it. Okay, now I need to check my recipe. Okay, we don't do the chocolate yet. It's still boiling. I can switch it off. I will prepare my flour mix. We need 100 grams of wheat flour, and that says it's 3/4 cup. So I'm trying it out with my 3/4 cup, and let's see if it's correct. 100 grams. Let's start this. And 3. Okay, this is a very full 3/4 cup, but I've also checked my cups with the ounce measurements, and they don't fit. They don't have the same thing there, so I'm not entirely sure how that should be correctly. So we also need 1 tablespoon of cocoa, and this is kind of nearly empty. I would say that's kind of 1 teaspoon and another one. I think that's perfect. And then 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Okay, and those are all the ingredients now. Mix it a bit. So here's the machine, and it is kind of like this. And here you see some tips, some Spitzen, like pointy tips. Mostly a recipe asks for pointy tips with sugar and butter, and then you can add the next step. I'm gonna add my 5 egg yolks, and I'm gonna scrape down those edges. You need to do that if you have a machine like that. You need to do that from time to time, and you can do that all with a hand mixer too. Also over the bottom, so nothing sticks there, and then I just scrape it along this. And I like having some kind of plate or something ready to put my baking supplies in there. I'll put it on a plate over there. But this might not be the best angle. And now I just keep on beating this, and we're going back to the chocolate now. So I got my chocolate on a plate. And now I add boiling water to it, but I don't put it over it. I put it on the edge. I try to aim for the plate and just until it's all covered. Should have taken a smaller plate for that. It'll be fun. Okay, now wait. I don't know, 2 minutes or something? You don't need that one now. Until you can push down and it's good. Sometimes I just check. I have this knife. I use it to cut the butter. And it's half through. I should have taken it into single rows. Testing it again. Now. But at the same time over here, we're beating the egg yolk. And it is getting fluffy, so it is ready for the chocolate. Maybe I don't want to overbeat it. Okay, I just thought maybe I still have chocolate chunks in there, but that's fine. So I take my plate, which is very hot. I just tip out the water. And then I would take a scraper to secure the chocolate. But this plate is too hot. So I keep a little water in there anyway, sorry, because it makes the chocolate be more fluffy and not so, it gets weird sometimes. So that's not, I just add it to the dough. So put it up. It's already getting stuck. That's why I like the water in there, so it doesn't clog up then if there's a little water in there. So just adding that, mixing that. Then I put that in here. Oh, so sorry. And okay, put aside. Mix it until it's well homogeneous. Okay, then there's 2 steps left and we're done with the first part. Fine. Scrape it all off. So I take it over to my other spot. And now the most important steps, so the recipe says, is when you add the flour and then the egg whites, you need to be very careful and just fold it in. So first, I'm gonna sieve in my thingy. It says with a whisk, but I don't get why it says that. So, but I get a whisk. Got a whisk. Well, maybe like this. Never heard of that. Just do it. Push in the rest. Okay, now we carefully fold it in. Okay, and now I add the sugar, egg white stuff into the same thing. Okay. It's very stuck on my thing. All over the place. You need to do it like that so it gets fluffy and not so stocky or something, so that the cake rises and is airy. Yeah, it's annoying. Put that to the side. It's a bit easier on this can. Okay, so this is quite fluffy. Is it even on? And then get my cake tin, put it in. And my tin is a bit smaller than it's supposed to be, I hope that doesn't matter. And I've never had a Sacher Torte. That's why I want to do it. Okay. And it needs to be in the middle of the oven and bake it for about 35 minutes. So I put it in the middle of the oven, again 356 Fahrenheit, 180 Celsius, and the first 10 minutes I need to put a spoon in there. And then another 25 minutes without the spoon. Now let it cool down for about 10 minutes, and then I try to take it out of this, which is a part I really don't like. But I just want to show you how it is. I guess it gets flattened again. Okay. Well, now the thing that I worried would happen happened, of course. It fell in. And now I want to open it and take it out of the form. Also, it's still hot. So I don't want to break my form. I'm just going with this. It goes very easy, actually. Okay. Then I take off the rim. So. And now it says I should tip it over. I'm taking a second thingy. A round one. And I put it there. Don't need that for that. Take the whole thing and okay, that was easy. And now I take off the bottom. Okay. Wow. And now I let it cool out, cool down entirely. Okay, next step, I want to make 2 parts out of my thingy. And my other camera died. I don't know if it can recover. So I have a quite strong thread. I never did that. Always need to mention that. And now I put my cake, which I had in the fridge, in the middle of those 2 same height things. You see them? Okay. And then I take my thread. And I have that, I could use my knife, or I just try to be on the same height somehow. And then I guess I should have gone around. Yeah. And then it's a bit short. And then I pull it and hope it cuts through. And it does. Okay. And now I can pick up one part. So I got 2 parts. Well, the bottom part is straight. This one is straight, this one isn't. And now I need about 150 to 200 grams of apricot jam. And I'm just gonna spoon it in here, because I don't know how much that is in cups or something. Well, this is the amount. I'm just warming it up so it gets a bit more runny. We need that to put in between the layers and all over the whole cake. And in the end there will be a chocolate ganache over it, which one could make by oneself, but I'm gonna use this thing I already have. Cake glaze or something. Okay. So it does get a bit more smooth and runny. And I will take it off the stove and put on my hot chocolate thingy. Add more water and then just have it in the water bath for a bit. So I got my bottom part here, and the jam is for it to stay moist, the the cake dough something. Keep it a bit moist. And still want to have enough for having it all over. And now I add the lid. Go. And now I spread the rest on it. Up here and on the sides. And then I put it in the fridge again. A bit. So I can set a bit. And then I think it's easier to get the chocolate around. You can do this front a bit. Oh, that's gonna be horrible. Maybe I should use the brush. I have a brush here. Okay, just brush it down. Yeah, well, if you try it out, you will have to figure it out yourself how you do that. And yeah, I'm baking that and showing that maybe to lower the threshold to try something out, because I'm really not perfect here, and I still try to do it, and it's never that pretty in the end, but the taste is all right, hopefully. So here's the jam on my counter, and I put a plate under it and put it in the fridge. There's a lot of jam on top, and I just hope it helps with the chocolate, so that the chocolate will be able to just go over it. And to the last step of this glorious bake, I have to knead this a bit. I take my gloves and just knead it through. And it didn't have it long in the fridge. Also, we'll add some sprinkles, which is clearly not Sacher Torte, but I need to use my sprinkles, and I think they're pretty. Okay. So I don't know how I can do that. It won't cover it all. Maybe I can try. I'll try it like this. Cover the jam and go to the edges and do it like that. The aim is not sleekiness, but to cover it all. And I think I accomplished that. So I used to decorate my own cake as a kid, and I always liked doing that part because I could get the chocolate out of the brush and stuff. So I'm still doing that. Okay, just adding it all on top. Et voila, I am done. So, there's not even too much chocolate on me. And here it is. I don't know if you see it, but it's covered all around. And the aim is to finish it. Doesn't have to be perfect, because I cannot do that. Okay, I'll try it tomorrow. Now I want to cut off a piece. And I think I'm gonna just try it from the middle. And my mom's actually coming over, but she is dieting. But maybe she wants to take some home for dad. So I'm gonna make her a plate. And I think I should have put more of the lemonade, more of the jam in the middle of the cake. And I do love this way of storing things. Like put the cake on the lid of a tupper, of a container. And then you have a great transport box. So put that in the fridge. And I'll cut one for myself too. So I don't know. Well, you see that. And there's a piece. Try it out. So I don't know how you best see that. Maybe here you see there's a little jam thing. In the middle, there's juicy on the top. And I go into the fridge. Ta-da! And I cannot show you how it tastes anyway, so I thank you very much for watching and see you in the next one.